Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Umeh Chikezie. I'm a participant on MMM Nigeria. I'm sure most of you have heard one time or the other about MMM Nigeria. So what actually is this MMM? MMM simply stands for Mavrodi Mondial Movement. You see, believe it or not, we still live in a slaveholding society like we did 1,000 years ago. And nothing else has essentially changed, except that the bonds are now economic. That's the simple difference. The rest is all the same. They are still slaves and they are still hosts. And the slave hosts are the ones that print the money. And MMM has actually come to change all this. MMM is a mutual financial aid network, or a mutual financial aid community, as you might like to put it, which has come to create a financial balance in a financially imbalanced world. MMM has come to create an alternative to banking for people. It has come to bridge the gap between the rich and the poor by creating a community where people help themselves financially. It has come to create a fair and honest community where everyone will work for their own pleasure and for the pleasure of the whole society. So how does this MMM work? It's very simple. It's a community where people provide help for other members of the community. Financial help, so to say. You know, it's a community where people agree without any guarantee or promises to help each other with money just like that. You know, Mr. A has some money that he's actually not going to use right now, and he's willing to help Mr. B with the money and receive it back when Mr. B has done what he wants to do with the money and has money to now pay back. Just like you go to the banks to borrow money, and after doing your business, you get your money and you pay the banks back. So, in MMM is a community where we have come together with an agreement to help each other. And for the fact that you have agreed to help and you have actually rendered help to somebody, we give you a reward, a 30% reward on whatever you have given out. So let's take, for example, Mr. A has 100,000 naira in his pocket, which he doesn't really need to use right now, and he agrees to give it to Mr. B. Okay, and Mr. B receives this money. So at the end of 30 days, which is actually 1 month, Mr. A is now going to receive 130,000 naira, which is actually a 30% reward to Mr. A for agreeing to give to Mr. B, who actually needed the money immediately. So how does this actually work? I decide to join the MMM network. I create an account. I log into my PO and I make a pledge of say 100,000 naira. I am willing to give 100,000 naira, which is my free money, to anybody or anybody in the community who has need for this amount of money. Okay. Now, as soon as I make this pledge on my Mavro, virtually my interest starts reading. Okay, and it starts reading because it's 30% at the rate of 1% per day. Okay. Now along the line, I still have my money in my pocket. Along the line, probably in a day or 2 days, or maybe in 3 weeks or 2 weeks, or even close to a month, there is somebody that needs this money that I have pledged. Okay, I'll be assigned to give this money directly to the individual that needs it. Okay, and that means my pledge to provide help has been confirmed. Okay, at the end of 30 days, I can request to get help back, because then I need this money back now. Now the system assigns maybe one person or maybe a few other people to pay me back. Okay, both my principal and the interest or reward, as we call it, a reward accrued to it. So that is basically how it works. Now, the rules and regulations of this: you don't pledge what you don't have. Okay, so that it is not when you are requested to render this help, you don't have the money to render the help. Okay, and you're meant to make pledges based on what you can afford and based on your free money. You don't need to pledge everything that you have. You don't need to pledge all the money that you have in your account, because there is no guarantee that you're going to get this money back. When you are making this pledge or making it at your own free will, you are expected to make this pledge with your free money, just in case you really don't get this money back. Okay, because it just applies to the simple rules and regulations of life. When you see a beggar on the road and you give the beggar some money, you don't expect to come back tomorrow and tell the beggar to give you back the money with interest. No. So you're actually not doing any business or investment. You're actually giving out money freely, knowing quite well that you may or may not get this money back. So that is basically how MMM works, and that is the basic ideology of MMM. So what are the benefits? The benefits are the reward that you get when some other people are assigned to render help back to you. Okay? So I think briefly, that is just the ideology of MMM. Thank you very much.